As for the home side, Mantel in goal from right to left. In defence, a back four of Schwabel, Müller, Greger and Dombrovka, with Grauschopf and Stierlin, the two defensive midfielders. Heinrich out on the right wing with Anspach in the middle, Marcela on the left and Schröter leading the line. As already mentioned, coming in to replace the injured Hasenhüttl, who picked up a hip problem in that last time out. It's the home side on the front foot here. Well, already a fantastic opportunity there. Heinrich with a real good chance to give the home side an extremely early lead here in the first minute. There's a bit of a problem for Stiller at the moment. Lawrence taking a chance with that tackle. Marcela could have easily gone down there. There was certainly contact on him. Credit to him for staying on his feet and keeping that attack alive. Very nearly paid off as well, didn't it? Fantastic 4-1 win over Waldhof Mannheim for Haching last time out, who've scored 6 goals in their last 2 games. Certainly flying high when it comes to confidence at the moment. Not quite flying high in the league just yet though. Something they'll be looking to improve, not just here today but in that second half of the season, if they can carry that momentum with them into the Rückrunde, as they call it. Well, given away cheaply there by Stiller. And, well, Bayern 2 punished. And punished severely. What a lovely finish that was. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Marcela. Hit it hard and low, skimming off the surface and into that bottom left corner. What a start here for Unterhaching. A bit of a gift, really, Stiller. No real pace on the ball, no real direction on it either, in off the post. So no chance for Hoffmann there. And although the ball was given away cheaply, there was still work to do there for Marcela. But, well, oh well, didn't he do it? 3rd goal of the season for him. Arie van Lent's side with a blistering start to this derby. Here's Lawrence. Bayern 2 looking a little dodgy at the back here in these opening stages. Lawrence nearly giving away a penalty, a great early chance, and then the second opportunity, which was handed to them on a silver plate by Stiller, has to be said. Clinical stuff here from the home side so far. And an early wake-up call for Holger Seitz's team, who really have been a little off the boil this season. The defending champions, currently down in 15th in the table. Nowhere near the league leaders and high flyers as well, if you like. Dynamo Dresden, who've taken the Dritte Liga by storm in the first half of this campaign. You always have to take into consideration that this Bayern 2 side is one that goes through a lot of changes throughout a season, with players being called up into the first team and a number of youngsters then coming in to replace them, constantly having to find a bit of chemistry at times. But this group of players now sort of running out of that excuse, having put together a good 14 games as a group already. Almost a bit of now or never for this group of players, and especially the attacking players within the squad haven't quite been at their best, haven't delivered the way Holger Seitz Bayern Munich would have hoped and expected. I mean, you know that's the case when Timo Kern is your top goal scorer by quite a margin as well. It's not taking anything away from Timo Kern. He's always good for a goal. but I think even he would like to see some of the players in front of him to be ahead of him in the goal-scoring charts as well. Nicholas Kuhn and Leon Diaku, the closest to him, both with 3 goals so far this season. As we take another look at Marsiler's finish, he lost his footing, but the damage had already been done and the ball was already on its way into that bottom left corner. In off the post, you can't get more precise than that. A good start to this game already. Life not going to get any easier for Bayern when they do return after the Christmas break, taking on 1860. Of course, anything possible in a derby, as we all well know, but 1860 doing really well, currently in 2nd, just ahead of Ingolstadt in 3rd, due to a goal difference, both level on 27 points and 5 points behind the table toppers Dynamo Dresden. Looking very, very confident in each and every performance they've put together so far. 1 or 2 slip-ups along the way, but consistency's been where it needs to be, something that fellow Munich side Bayern here really have struggled with. It's a difficult one to explain, really. They do have days where they play some fantastic football, and when they're on their day and at their best, they'll give anyone a run for their money. They just haven't been able to produce that sort of form on a regular basis, and it's cost them dearly in a very, very competitive and tough division, as we all know the Dritte Liga is. Marsiler again, showing off that pace he possesses, causing Bayern quite a few problems already. Maybe right winger. And ball there down the line for Markus Schwabel. He's always an option on that wide right. Unterhaching love getting the ball to him because they just know the end product when it comes to a delivery into the box is always going to cause the opposing defence problems, as we've seen on plenty of occasions this season already. And it's the home side who are dictating the pace of this game so far. Much more confident start, knocking the ball around nicely. And struggling to settle into this early on. 8 minutes gone, now perhaps a chance for them to try and test Mantel in goal. They'll have to do a little better than that, though. Up, unable to find a way past Greger there. Jeremy Vita, exciting young talents. That left wing back position. And only just recently joined Bayern too. Playing his trade in the French 2nd division before making the move to Germany. Definitely a young player that the first team will be looking at as well. A long history of fantastic left backs at Bayern Munich, but then I suppose you could say that with most positions. A lot of similarities to a young David Alaba, especially with the way he loves to get forward and has vicious left foot, good for a long distance shot on goal, but more than that, always good for a fantastic delivery into the box as well. His movement off the ball is an absolute pleasure to watch at times. Bags of energy, bags of pace, and bags of ability. Definitely a bright future for the young Frenchman. Now perhaps an opportunity. Bayern Dayaku has his pocket picked, but was already in an offside position as the ball bobbled into the path of Timo Kern. He was just about to pull the trigger before the whistle went. I do like that ball over the top, always looking for Marcila, well aware of the pace he does possess. He's always going to be difficult to keep up with for some of these Bayern 2 defenders. By no means slowpokes themselves, that's for sure. Well played there by Grauschopf. Covers a lot of ground in that centre of the park. Loves to make himself available, likes dropping deep as well. Usually the starting point for anything going forward for Haching. Dombrovka there, just putting the brakes on that run. Slight misunderstanding between the two teammates. Well, Bayern 2 struggling to get on the ball here, and when they do get on it, they find themselves giving it away rather quickly, too quickly for Holger Seitz's liking, I'm sure. And Schwabel. Schwabel goes it alone. Looking for that far corner, didn't have too many options in the middle. Harseiler was arriving late. Schwabel had a look up, decided to go for glory himself, and well wide in the end, was going to ground as he took the shot on as well, so a difficult take for him. Not necessarily famous for his goals, more for his deliveries, as already mentioned. Didn't have too many other options there, so can't blame him for having a go. Poor first touch there from Grauschopf, but he's able to recover well. That high press paying off. And that time, Stiller then brought down. Been on the receiving end of a few challenges already. And Stiller takes the free kick quickly, plays it into Arp. Players back underway as we have another look at that foul on Stiller. Ties up. Stanisic down the line for Dayaku. Grego will get there first. Does well to clear the ball away from danger. Running the ball out of play there. Misunderstanding between him and Stanisic. I think he felt his right back should have come there towards him in supports. Instead moved out of his way. The result is a Haching throw. Rovka floats the ball back. Mantel took his time with the clearance there, a little too much time really. And then Stanisic with a poor decision there, could have easily just let that ball run out of play. Before Dombrovka returns the favour. Last meeting between these two ended 1-0, but it was Bayern Munich who came away winners when they played here in Unterhaching back in February of this year. All over the top again, looking for Harseiler. There's that pace again. Oh, lovely time ball. Just waited for someone to make themselves available. And there was the new man up front with his first chance to try and test Hoffmann. Slightly lazy defending there from the Bayern back line. No one really putting any real pressure on Harseiler there, and just allowed him to take his time and pick out the pass. Certainly need to improve a little bit when it comes to closing down the man on the ball. Did a decent job of that in the final third. In the attacking areas, but defensively, that's where you really need to get that job done. Schwabel gives away a free kick for a foul on Arp. He did come in with his studs raised there. Dangerous one from Schwabel. Haching captain. Lucky to get away without a booking there, I think. Unless he did pick one up. Yeah, did get a yellow card. Rightfully so. It was dangerous play there. And the offside's right back. Actually, Müller who picked up the yellow card. That's what the graphics would suggest. Personally, I thought it was Schwabel who came flying in there, but no mistake on my part. Yellow card was shown though. Just wait for the confirmation to see who picked it up. Well, it was Robert Müller, so Bayern pegged back inside their own half here. Struggling to play their way out of trouble. So plenty to think about already for Holger Seitz. Went on disastrous little run of 4 defeats on the trot before a win and a draw in their last 2 games. 2-1 win away against Saarbrücken before that 1-1 draw against Duisburg. Timo Kern playing a big part of that, of course, even during their defeats. It was Kern who was the only player really giving them a lifeline in those matches, with 6 goals in his last 6 games. Impressive stats from the talisman and veteran, both him and Feldhahn, the 2 older players within this very young squad. Bayern too have scored over a quarter of their goals in the last 15 minutes of the first half of their matches. It's definitely something they're going to have to try and reproduce here, as long as it stays 1-0. Well, even if Haching score a second goal just before half-time, could certainly help turn the tide. Lawrence down the middle to Diaku, came at him with real pace and just skimmed off the surface with a bit of a bounce on it as well as it came his way. Difficult one to take on, and this heavy first touch sees the ball just get away from him, inviting the pressure again from Haching, and they will now have a free kick in a promising position here, rather central, and a fair distance out, perhaps a little too far out for a direct effort. I'm not too sure that was a foul, really. Certainly looked like the ball was played. There was a push on Marcela, but I felt the ball was played before that, and then not quite sure how the Bayern player could have gotten out of the way, having nicked the ball away. It's an unfortunate one for the visitors, but they're going to have to dust themselves off and concentrate on defending this free kick here. 21 minutes gone. Unterhaching a lead by a goal to nil. And at the moment, rather than Bayern looking like they're going to find themselves an equaliser, it's Haching pushing for a second. Could it be a set piece that gives them that 2-goal lead? Closed down very quickly indeed. A painful one for Dayaku as he hobbles away, having that ball fired into the back of his right thigh, I think. Sure he'll be able to shrug it off. Decent ball there from Feldhahn. Finds Stanisic. Up. It's best to try and keep the ball in play. In the end, Haching given the throw. A decent ball over the top there. Heinrich chasing it down, but Hoffmann does well to come off his line early and put the ball out for a throw. Haching really looking to avoid defeat here. Which will also help them avoid dropping into that relegation area again. Done ever so well to create a little bit of distance between themselves and that area of the table. Not quite clear of it just yet. Heinrich doing very well against RMB. Marcela then finding the side netting. Could have perhaps done with trying to just fizz that across the face of goal. Give someone a chance for a tap-in. Grega with a no-nonsense clearance out. For a Bayern throw. Again, they just can't hold on to the ball. Schwabel closed down quickly by Vita, puts his boot through it. Picked up by RMB. A little bit of fog just creeping into the Alpenbauer Sport Park here. Beautiful take there by Stanisic. And a decent cross as well. Almost a little too good. No one there to meet it in the air. Nice little ball in. Flick it down by Stiller. Not far away from finding Dayaku. Gives him the thumbs up for a good idea there. Should be out of play. Will be. Stanisic, of course, just like Remy Vita, loves to get forward. The two wing-backs cover ever so much ground for their side. Can be a grueling task at times as Bob just flicks the ball around Grega and then rides the challenge to win the free kick. They've struggled from open play, perhaps dead ball situations. Bayern's way back into this. Stiller will take it. It will be an in-swinger here as they take their time and allow players to get forward. So Feltan and Lawrence will definitely be targets here. Stiller with the cross. No one really making the run forward, just a lack of eagerness to take a chance there from pretty much everyone. The Bayern side. A promising situation amounts to nothing in the end, which has pretty much been the tale of the tape so far for the visitors here in this derby. Perhaps some ball out wide, up, just drifting and hugging this near touchline. Went for the low cross instead, then almost won the ball back in a really dangerous position there. Unable to find Dayaku, just dropped off his defender. Robert Müller with a fantastic tackle. And there in front of Dayaku. Lawrence will let the ball just run across him. It's Feltan. Tries to swing it out wide for Remy Vita, but far too far ahead of him. As we head towards the half-hour mark here. Still 1-0 for the home side, and a deserved lead, you have to say, up until this point. They have been the side on top of this match, and caused Bayern a few problems, especially in the opening minutes, catching them a little off guard, albeit with a little bit of help from Stiller. Coming off Dayaku last there. With the throw just inside the Bayern half. Schwabel will go back rather than forwards. Schwabel looking to send Heinrich on his way. B puts the ball out of play. Dąbrowka. Decent vision, saw Heinrich making the run inside. Credit to Arjen B, who read that situation very well. Good defensive header away, but the pressure's still on here. Schwabel with one of those deliveries. A little too close to Hoffmann that time. Fantastic touch. Fouled in the process as well, but advantage played here as Harp tries to bulldoze his way through the middle. And Timo Kern might still be down here after that challenge. Definitely the right decision by the referee to allow play to continue. Martin Speckner is together a good performance himself here so far. Hasn't done too much wrong. Been a rather straightforward match for him to officiate, though. Arie van Lens there on the sideline, the man in charge of Haching. 50 years old, certainly doesn't look it, keeps himself in good shape, doesn't he? This was with Mönchengladbach's reserves before joining up with Unterhaching in August of this year. Certainly enjoying his time and getting some fantastic performances out of his players. Well respected amongst the group as well. Nice layoff there by Timo Kern. Vita tries to keep that momentum going there in that move, but a bit of a wasteful ball forward, a bit of an aimless one as well. Interesting decision there. Mantle coming off his line, looking to put his boot through it and send the ball upfield. Defenders deciding to keep it close instead. It's worked out in the end though. Marcila always on the move. And struggling to stick with the winger at times. Coming in there leading with the elbow, and he's going to see yellow for it. Marcila on the receiving end of it. Painful one for him, I think. I didn't really see it there. Contact to the face of the Haching, the winger. Might have just been a flailing arm and catching him with his hand rather than a dangerous elbow. I think the reaction of the surrounding players would have been a little more intense had it been an elbow to the face. Heinrich with the delivery. Stiller tracking back, gets the header away. Marcila unable to reproduce that shot that saw his team take that early lead. Vita quite clearly pulled back there by Heinrich. Stanisic. Good run from the right back, cuts back inside. Kern out wide. He's Remy Vita, who can put in a good cross. Not one of his best ones that time. Nico Feltan, the 34-year-old. The oldest of the group, surrounded by mostly teenagers. Important to Holger Seitz to have some of those experienced heads in the team, like a Feltan, like a Timo Kern, not just out on the pitch, but in the dressing room and in and around the training ground as well. Offer that a little bit of guidance. And adds to that balance within the team. Balance, of course, always important, regardless of what squad you're talking about. More so when it's such a young one, like Bayern's reserves. No doubt in their ability, of course, but not easy, this division, as they're finding out this season after a very impressive last. Nothing handed to you in the Dritte Liga. You have to work tirelessly for each and every point you get on the board. I mean, if the competition within the league from last season is anything to go by, well, I'm in for a fantastic finish to this one. Well, at the moment, it's going to take some doing to knock Dynamo Dresden off that top spot with the way they are performing this season. Comes back out to Remy Vita here. Good cross there, good effort on goal as well. And Max Zeiser takes it on the volley. Not the easiest of takes either, especially surrounded by a number of defenders, able to find the opening, had the composure to just settle himself. Great technique. And a Mantel, who would have seen that late as well as it came through Greger. Able to get down early and make the stop. Didn't quite hold on to it straight away, but the save was good enough for him to then get both hands on it shortly after. Feltan losing out to Marseille. Decent little pass back inside. Dombrovka. One touch too many, but gets the tackle in anyway to keep Bayern pegged back here. That shot on goal from Maximilian Zeiser. And best chance, their only chance really, in this first half. You feel the visitors just starting to find a little bit of rhythm themselves now. We did say they do like to score their goals, at least over a quarter of them, just over a quarter to be precise. 26% of their goals this season coming in the quarter of an hour just before the break. Looking to finish the half strong here. Just a slight shift of momentum here at the moment. Ball played in slightly behind Kern, but he's able to carry it with him. Then Dayaku at the back post. Looking to produce a carbon copy of the Zeiser opportunity just moments ago. On his right foot though, rather than Zeiser's left. But just couldn't quite get over the top of the ball. Almost caught him between two minds of how to take on that shot. Went for the side foot finish and just couldn't keep it down. won back well there by RMB. There's Kern. So just hold on to it. Lawrence makes himself available. Feldhahn, now Stiller. Yeah, good few passes together there, but then Stiller thought he was impeded as Kern tried to play the 1-2 back to him. Marsaila does ever so well to get the shot off there against big Jamie Lawrence. Coming together there between Grauschopf and Hoffmann. The players just getting a little bit of a talking to from the referee, but just a warning and play will continue. Get a better look at it here perhaps, although this is focusing on the Marsaila efforts. And there it is. Well, Grauschopf just being a little naughty there. Knew exactly what he was doing, didn't he? Making sure Hoffmann doesn't get rid of the ball too quickly so that he can get back into position. One of the oldest tricks in the book. A soft call there. Very little in that coming together involving Stiller. Feldhahn and Schwabel coming together there as well. Schwabel seeing the funny side of it. There's even a slight grin on Feldhahn's face there as he was being given a talking to. Looks like everyone's having a good time regardless of the scoreline, which is always nice to see. Last game of the year. Heinrich over the top. It's a good delivery as well, and Dombrovka goes for the header. I think the better decision would have perhaps been to leave it for Grauschopf, who was just behind him and would have perhaps had a better take on it. Could have really done with a shout from Grauschopf, which I don't think was forthcoming. Can't really blame the Haching left back for going for glory himself. Just when it looked like Bayern were starting to see momentum shift in their direction, Haching now deciding that they want to finish the half on top. If it stays like this, they will, as far as the scoreline goes. This first half performance from Holger Seitz's team pretty much summing up their first half of the season as a whole. A little bit inconsistent, little moments of class and good play, but just not quite enough of it, and not regularly enough anyway. Stiller can't find Arp, just not accurate enough, and now the counter with Schröter on his way, one-on-one with Jamie Lawrence here. Waits for some supports. There's Marsaila with the overlap in behind him. Marsaila will win a corner. Has covered a lot of ground, Marsaila. Goal to his name as well. Definitely the standout player in this first 45. First corner of the game here. Taken by Heinrich. Header away by Feldhahn. Dayaku pushes his header down into the path of Remy Vita, who certainly can move. Powering forward. Goes past one. Has his shirt pulled before he has the chance to go past the second Haching defender. And it's Müller, who's already got a yellow, needs to be careful. Lovely little nutmeg there. Was actually Schröter who pulled his shirt there. So he will see yellow, rightfully so. Felix Schröter, man who's come in to replace Hasenhüttl up front. Defending not exactly his strong suit. An example of it right there. But just new as Remy Vita was powering forward there. Something had to be done. So Jan Vita up. We've seen him hammer one home from this sort of situation already early into this season. Fantastic free kick there as he curled it into the top left corner. And it's another one. What a free kick from Up again. The type of goal that is slowly but surely turning into his bread and butter. Absolutely sensational technique there. And Mantel at full stretch, able to get a touch on the ball. But the effort was so sweet that he just couldn't keep it out. And what a return. Or what a reply, should I say. From Bayern 2. Up with just his third goal of the season, and what a way to end the half. So we finished the first 45 all square here in Unterhaching. Luca Marseiler with an early goal to give the home side a lead. But Jan Vita Up levelling things up just before the break. Unterhaching will feel a little hard done by. They were probably the better side, just edging it slightly in that first period of play. And we did wonder whether or not set pieces might be Bayern's route and ticket back into the game. Well, they always will be if Arp can produce those sort of finishes from free kicks. It's the second time we've seen him do that. Pretty much almost exactly the same as that first one early into the season, which was equally as stunning. Bayern now playing from right to left here in the second half. Plenty of action in the Dritte Liga today, not just here in this derby in Unterhaching. Kaiserslautern currently 2-0 up against KFC Uerdingen. Meppen 1-0 up against Lübeck. Both those teams in the lead, playing away from home. Saarbrücken trailing by 2-3 at the break against Ingolstadt, so 5 goals in Saarbrücken already. It's 1-1 between Unterhaching and Bayern Munich 2 here, as you already know, while Victoria Köln a slender 1-0 lead over league leaders Dynamo Dresden. Interesting scoreline there in Cologne. So as things stand, Ingolstadt closing the gap on Dresden to just 2 points at the top of the table as Dayaku tries to cut one back across the face of goal for Timo Kern, who was lying in wait there, looking for his 8th goal of the season. Better ball. He could have well and truly had that 8th goal. Poor touch there from Schröter. Had plenty of space to work with as the ball came his way. He was positioned well in between the two defenders who were nowhere near him. Better first touch, and he would have just had Hoffmann to beat. Here come Bayern. It's a riveting start to this second half already. Can header back. Remy Vita goes for the acrobatic finish. He's catching the Haching defender in the process. Stealing. Caught by Remy Vita. Well, he made contact with the ball there. What a goal that could have been. One game postponed this weekend, of course. Hallerscher FC and Waldhof Mannheim will be played at a later stage. Plenty of goals in the Dritte Liga here on this Saturday afternoon. The German league that just continues to deliver. Kern runs into trouble, stealing and nicks the ball away from it. Counter on now as Heinrich comes down this right flank. RMB there with him, joined by Timo Kern, and what an effort that was from Heinrich. I think he even meant to do that. You see similar efforts like that where you do wonder whether or not it was a cross or a shot. I've got a feeling Heinrich saw Hoffmann off his line. Just tried to dink it over the Bayern keeper, and my oh my, he was close to finding the back of the net. What a goal that could have been as well. Oh, end-to-end stuff here at the start of the second half. Timo Kern completely wiped out there, and seen a lot of the ball already. Bayern number 10. Schwabel coming flying in. Schwabel on a yellow card. Risky challenge from him. So now Schwabel is given the yellow card. Well, your guess is as good as mine as to who's picked up a yellow and who hasn't. Both sides wanted the advantage played. It's a free kick. I do apologise, the information that is being given to me isn't very accurate as Kern. As his header at the far post blocked just in the nick of time as well. Lawrence helps it forward. What a defensive block with his head that is. Lanschbach. Well, watching the replay, I think it was a cross. He just had a look across into the box there, didn't he? Chance again as Arp arriving late. He was crashing into Mantel, the keeper. I think it was RMB who made contact with the ball initially. Oh, it was Timo Kern. A good header down. Schwabel doing just enough to put young Peter Arp off, who was looking for his second. So Stierlin coming off. There's Hofnagel coming on. Anspach making way for Fuchs. The Unterhaching manager Adi van Lent deciding it's time to put some fresh legs out onto the pitch, just 6.5 minutes into this second period. Heinrich, his pocket picked by MB. Lovely little flick on Dayaku, good first touch. Cuts it back across, there was Arp, inches away. From slotting home from less than a metre out. Ball over the top, Schröter on the chase, Hoffmann off his line early. Nail-biting stuff now here in this derby, which is unfolding into a real thriller now. Timo Kern gets away with that one. Zeiser looking for Kern again. He just drops his head there, frustrated with the way he carried the ball forward. There's Hufnagel. It's his first touch on the ball. Looking nowhere near as stable at the back as they did in the first 45. It's been a fantastic return to the pitch for Bayern Munich, who are now really making a game of this. Slow to get going, but that up free kick right at the end of the first half, giving them that little push they needed, it would seem. Vita, Dayaku, knocking the ball around much more confidently. This is finding their targets. Ken unable to bring that one down off his chest. Fuchs. Schwabel. Interesting decision making there. On the home side, we're in a good position there on the edge of the penalty area, deciding to then shift it out wide again. Schwabel with a bit of a miss hit there, looking for Heinrich. Much more determination and grit from this young Bayern side now. Each and every player having a lot more ground, putting in a lot more effort when it comes to closing down. Change in attitude. I wonder if Holger Seitz might have had something to do with that at half-time. We've said that that ARP goal certainly helped, but I'm sure Holger Seitz had plenty to point out to his players, because they were far from at the races, but they certainly are now. ARP is getting himself into some great positions. He really has upped his game. Tell you what, he wasn't far away from finding the top shelf with the outside of that right boot from a very acute angle. Would have been a stunning finish that. Dayaku closing down. Mantle, cool as a cucumber. And he does well. Seiler. It's been very quiet in the second half after being the standout player in the first. Gregor getting to the ball at the near post, trying to guide it on. Just nick it inside that near post as well. Last touch coming off a Bayern player, so we'll have another crack at it here. Heinrich looks like he's going to leave it. Sends it deep. Schwabel's there. Keeps the ball in play. Vita tries to improvise, can't get the ball away. A scramble here on the edge of the Bayern penalty area. Shifted out wide to Hufnagel, who can't bring it down. Still looking to find his way into the game, the Haching number 10. It's the 9th match between these two in this 3rd division. Bayern coming out on top in the last 8 on 4 occasions. 2 wins heading Haching's way and twice the draw. Something tells me we might not have a draw here unless it's a 2-2 or a 3-3, because there certainly still feels like there's goals in this game. Kept in play by Heinrich. There's Fuchs. Closing down by Timo Kemp. Marseiler. Schröter could have done with a shout. It's almost as if the two sides have changed roles. Haching, who were so good at holding on to the ball in the first 45, starting to give it away far too often. Schwabel puts one in hard and low. Feltan, who didn't look like he was too balanced on his feet there. Not taking any chances, puts the ball out of play, unaware of who and what was behind it. Always vocal, the captain, Feltan. Good header. Schröter is certainly trying to give Haching something to work with up front. He's done a decent job of filling the boots of Hasenhüttl. Over the top for Hasenhüttl. RMB just shielding the ball out over the line. Slight coming together there with Marseiler, just making sure he's all right there. Looks like he might have gone over on his right ankle. Nice to see a decent amount of respect between both players. By no means intentional, was just trying to get himself in front of Marseiler. Make sure he doesn't get there, well aware of the pace he possesses. Just catching his ankle in the process, but Marseiler able to continue. Dayaku trying to get a little too tricky there. Simple ball back to Lemmy Vita. He was there in support, would have sufficed, and now out of position. He's created an opening for Haching, unable to take advantage of it. It's ball down the line for MB. Timo Kern, still up. And Fuchs, who faulted, won the ball fairly there. Will be penalised for a foul on Stiller. Come through the back of him. Just got his foot ahead of him there, didn't he? And not too much wrong with the challenge, but clever play from Stiller. well by Stanisic. Vita had work to do there, the ball from Hoffmann. Exactly what Vita was hoping for. Hufnagel does well to hang on to the ball. Heinrich venturing into the penalty area. The break was on there, a better ball forward to Dayaku and it would have been a 2-on-2 situation. But again, Haching can't hold on to it. Timo Kern and Alexander Fuchs crashing into each other there, and when two heads collide like that, always important to bring a stop to play as quickly as possible and make sure the players are all right. Looks like Fuchs has come off a little worse than his counterpart Kern here. Well, maybe not. Kern's still down and feeling that one. Those player concussions, a big talking point in football at the moment, and it's an area where many feel there's still room for improvement as far as the safety of the players is concerned. I mean, the players themselves, more often than not, will say, no, I'm good to go, I want to keep playing. Which you can understand, and it's hard to say no to as well sometimes, but is definitely something that perhaps needs to be looked at, and referee doing everything right there. So a 10-on-10 situation here at the moment with Kern and Fuchs both on the sideline after having been treated and receiving medical attention. Schopf to Hufnagel. Kern and Fuchs back out on the field of play now, which is good to see. Back to Müller. Bayern yet to make a substitution, so still have the full three available. Just the one left now for Haching, who are struggling to find their way into this second half so far. They put a lot of effort into that first 45, and I have the feeling they're just running out of steam a little bit now, so perhaps explains why those two substitutions came as early as they did. Of course, both teams and everyone in the Dritte Liga, everyone in football at the moment, having to deal with a very, very busy schedule, which is going to take its toll on the players at some point. I'm sure the Christmas break, very, very welcome, not just here in the Dritte Liga, but across the board in European football. Dayaku kept alive. Stiller. Oh, lovely play from Kern. Goes past three players and then Dayaku fluffs the shot. And he's not happy with himself there. You can see what he was trying to do. Just guide it into the far corner. The inside of that left boot, but caught in the ground a little there as well. He's had one or two openings and glimpses on goal. Dayaku hasn't been able to come up with the final product though. Now here come Haching. Decent play from him as well. Important little deflection there to just take all the fizz off that cross. Ball coming off the heel of Schröter there. Long distance effort from Fuchs. Fantastic play from Kern just moments ago. And then Stiller with the vision to see Dayaku in space, who just dropped off the defender. Lying in wait, but couldn't find the finish. Lovely take there. Dąbrowka to Hufnagel. Back out wide to the left back. Good header away by Lawrence. Cam tries to help it on. RDMB eventually does put the ball out of play to relieve some pressure.
In der 71. Spielminute, dritter Wechsel bei unserer Mannschaft. Es geht zur Nummer 35, Alexander Fuchs.
Well, I did wonder whether or not he'd be able to continue, and probably just feeling a little dizzy perhaps. So without doubt the right decision. Richter will come on to replace him. It's a shame for Fuchs having only just come on in the second half. Doesn't look all that steady on his feet, does he? Hopefully nothing too serious. We do wish him a speedy recovery. And for Richter, it's his debut in the third division. Expected one. Under peculiar circumstances as well, but doesn't matter how you get your debut. I'm sure he'll be eager to impress with just under 20 minutes still to go here. Ball over the top here. Good first touch. Here is Richter. It's his first touch, and it's a decent one as well, but same can't be said for the delivery from Schwabel shortly thereafter. Half expected Richter to perhaps try and get a shot off. Did well to create some space between him and Lawrence. Up. Scramble here for possession. Dayaku. What about a cross? Decides to hold on to it for just a little bit longer. And then let's try and get one into the box, but that effort blocked. Stanisic will go all the way back to Hoffmann. And Bayern will build from the back again. Playing the ball off Schwabel and out for a throw. Doing ever so well, and struggling to get the ball off him. And up with a golden opportunity. He's had a few already in the second half. That probably the pick of the bunch, though. I'm not too sure he thought the ball would come his way, although he was winding up for the shot, so that will go down as an absolute misfire. He never really committed to the shot either, did he? Perhaps did feel that Timo Kern might just get a glancing touch on that with his head, but it's time for a change for Holger Seitz's team now as well, as Rochelt will come on to replace Zeiser. Rochelt with his 8th appearance of the season now. Easy decision that time for the referee. Clearly a push in the back there. I don't think anyone will be arguing with that decision. Quarter of an hour still to go here in the Sportpark. Kern able to take a touch and turn. And Rochelt runs into trouble. So too does Kern, and that'll be a free kick. And again, Bayern felt the advantage could have been played, but maybe another dead ball situation. I wonder if Arp will step up for this one. It's a little further out than the one he scored from. Far more central as well, but I feel he's got that touch in his boot at the moment that might just be able to produce something special again. It's just slightly off to the left, so not exactly central. Definitely more central than the first one at the end of the first half. Excuse me. And Mantel will be a little more weary now, I'm sure. Just making sure his wall's where it needs to be. Feltan and RMB looking to try and make it a little more difficult by getting in the way, but it doesn't quite work out second time round for Jan Fitarp. I think Arp suggesting to the referee there that it was blocked by the elbow that was sticking out by one of the Haching defenders in the wall. Rochelt does well under pressure to secure the goal kick and avoid a corner. Launches one forward. Up, loses out from the aerial battle with Müller. It's Bayern able to hold on to possession here. Now coming forward with Stanisic. Tries to get an early cross in. That's blocked as well. Dubrovka. And it's only as far as Lawrence. If one team does deserve to score in this second half, you'd have to say it's the visitors from Munich. bad cross. Big header away there from Gregor. Rochel. Back out wide to Stanisic again. Now Stiller. With the 1-2 with Rochel. Doesn't quite work out. A chance to break away now with Haching. Looking to get men forward. Schwabel and Richter heading into the penalty area. Schröter is getting a little stuck in the mud. Diaku is only up with him in supports. Nowhere near him at the moment though, so he's going to have to try and go it alone. Hufnagel puts the ball out of play to avoid the corner. Another 10 minutes to go. There will be some stoppage time added on, of course, with that head injury to Fuchs, as well as Timo Kern able to continue. Fuchs, certainly not the same story for him. Diaku now creates the space, gets the shot off, not a bad one. Skimming off the surface as well, always difficult for the keeper, but Mantel able to get across and his body in front of the ball to make the easy catch in the end. Forward there from Kern to find Diaku. Remy Vita he joined the attack here. Drifts further out wide. Diaku opts not to use him. Bayern really have been knocking the ball around so much more confidently. Not quite working out for them there as they keep men forward and keep that high press going, looking to win the ball back inside their opponent's half, and it's exactly what they've done. Kern outside of the right boots to find Vita. Good tackle by Schwabel, one he had to make as well. Just feeling that one at full stretch. Nothing out of substitutes. Got that straight away, top of the hamstring it looks like, but seems to be moving okay. The amount of football that's been played, of course, this player's body is really pushed to the limits. Christmas break couldn't come sooner. The goals so far coming in the first 45, but it's the second half that's been the more entertaining. That's not to say the first half wasn't. Two great goals either end of the pitch. Kern still going. Wow, one touch too many there. Needs to get rid of the ball a little quicker. Maybe has been instrumental. Chance for handball, but quite clearly coming off the chest of Kern. Stiller in the quick throw. Lovely turn by Arp. Tries to get the shot off. Did have a look up to see if there were any other options available. Sitting very, very deep here, almost looking as if they're trying to just hold on to a draw. Vita. Muscled off the ball there by Schwabel. Poor clearance though. Unterhaching captain. Oh, Can very nearly shifting a beautiful ball just through the centre of the defence there, with Dayaku darting across it. Good run from Dayaku as well. Slightly better ball than he would have been in on goal. Richter. Offside though. Can't have been too much in that. Just drifting offside there, the youngster making his dritte Liga debut. It's been a decent debut as well. He's looked good on the ball when it's come his way. At the moment, that hasn't happened too often with Bayern, the team, very much dominating these final stages. Dayaku. And the throw. Oh, will he? No, it's gone the other way. Unintentional coming together there. Can just landing on top of Grauschopf there. You could hear the shriek from here. Not sure Can could have done much to avoid that happening. Up for the header. Landing right on that leg of Grauschopf, who was already down. So Nicholas Kuhn coming on for Arp here. His final few minutes. With a much better second half performance than in the first. Albeit his goal came in the first, right at the death of it. And a free kick it was as well, just his third goal of the season. In his own words, knows he needs to be scoring more than he has been, but if he can produce ones like that on a more regular basis, I'm sure he'll keep everyone happy at Bayern. Wasteful ball forward there. If they are playing for the draw, which it certainly looks like they are, Haching need to be better at retaining possession. A long way off their first half performance here at the moment. Lovely ball there from Rochelt. Stanisic launches it forward. Over the head of Müller and Schwabel. Misunderstanding between them. Dayaku picks up the pieces. Fine ball to find Can. Comes to Stanisic. Oh, what a save by Mantel there. You would have seen that very late indeed, and it came at him with real pace and power. Absolute rocket from Stanisic there. had their chances to take this game. Take all 3 points with it, but just lacked that final finish from time to time. Massive improvement. Haven't quite reaped the rewards for it just yet. They might still do that. Time is running out as we head into the final minute, or just about to. I'll be surprised if we see 3, 4, maybe even 5 minutes added on to this. Very animated Arie van Lint on the sideline there. He was rather calm and collected in the first half, but you can see that his team is really on the back foot here at the moment, and the last thing you want going into the Christmas break is to on the receiving end of a last minute goal conceded to lose the match, especially in a derby as well. Diaku. Nagel getting just enough of that. Closing down by Stiller. Seems to have plenty left in the tank, as do a number of these young players. Probably one of the advantages of having such a young squad, especially under the current circumstances in football. Lawrence. Composed clearance, but then given away. Ball to Schröter, just a little too heavy. Too much mustard on that one. Would have been against the run of play as Haching had the chance to snatch it. Would have been a smash and grab job after their second half performance. Can't come as too much of a surprise in the Dritte Liga, where we've seen it all before. Possible to predict how things unfold in this league, which is why it's one of the most exciting leagues in Europe, if you ask me. Oh, clever play from Feldhahn there, taking a bit of a chance, but knew exactly what he was doing. Rochelt, Stanisic. There's Nicolas Kuhn. Wasn't far away from feeding that ball straight into the path of Diaku. Count. 1.5 minutes, just over. Stoppage time already gone. Brings a ball back into the middle for Stiller, blocked. Bayern with the throw. And that's all she wrote. So the derby ends 1-1 and in a draw, as both teams share the spoils here in their last encounter before the break, and their last match of 2020 here on Matchday 17. That's all from me. Until next time, take care.